Who the heck are you?
What are you talking about? I'm Santa Claus.
No, you're not.
Why, of course I am!
After Will Ferrell would be praised by audiences for his performance as Buddy the Elf, which some have even credited as being his best big screen role of his entire career.
Get out! Don't look at me! Get out!
After Elf would be celebrated year after year at Christmas time on Netflix and cable TV and be considered one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time.
So where were you for the last 30 years?
The North Pole.
Can you pass the maple syrup, please?
After Elf would inspire its own Broadway musical in 2010 titled Elf the Musical and an NBC animated TV special in 2014 titled Elf Buddy's Musical Christmas.
Out on his own, lost in the big city.
Sorry.
Why is that guy dressed up like a giant elf?
Christmas always brings out the weirdos.
Since the success of Elf, the leading man himself, Will Ferrell, he's had no shortage of jobs, but like many of his co-stars from this film, he prefers to keep himself off of social media. Now, Will, he starred in many roles over the past decade or two, even into this year and lined up for next. But what happened to the rest of the cast members? Well, I'm sure you remember Miles Finch from the movie who attacked Buddy because he mistakes him for an elf. That's none other than Peter Dinklage. Yeah, Game of Thrones megastar, and the man's net worth, it's gonna blow you away. Now there's another star from this film that's gone on to date a property brother, and then there's his parents, Walter and Emily, one of which was in another Will Ferrell movie who again played his mother. You might remember this.
Brennan, you're 39 years old. I would not expect you to call him Dad.
Well, I'm not going to, ever. Even if there's a fire.
Then there's the kid brother Michael and even the manager at the department store. But what have they been up to since? Well, we have the full scoop in this video, and one of the cast members, well, they've even gotten arrested. Could you tell who that was? Well, we'll explain a little later in this video. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrutton back at it with another Christmas classic just in time for the holidays. Now for this video, I'm actually gonna get some help from my girlfriend Kara, and trust me, well, she looks a whole lot better doing this than me. Kara, take it away.
Hey guys, every Christmas, Elf is one of those movies I get excited to watch. Something about it just never gets old and it can still make me laugh after so many years. It's hard to believe it came out way back in 2003 and a lot has changed since then. Thanks for having me back on the channel. We have a whole lot to get through, so let's get into this video. Also, if you want us to do something similar on any other cast members of films like The Santa Claus or Home Alone, let me know in the comments down below. Now let's get into this video. Elf was released on November 7th, 2003 and was directed by Jon Favreau. For the two of you who have yet to see the film, Elf is a Christmas comedy that centers around Buddy, a human who was adopted and then raised by Santa's elves. When Buddy the Elf, played by Will Ferrell, learns about his background, he heads to New York City to find his biological father, and then all the fun begins. Is it just me, or do most of the best holiday movies take place in the Big Apple? Will Ferrell seems to be hilarious in any roles he plays. Starring as a family-friendly Christmas elf was actually a bit of a risk in his career, but in the end he killed it and became everyone's favorite real-life elf.
I walked all day and night to find you.
You look like you came from the North Pole.
That's exactly where I came from. Santa must have called you.
So Will Ferrell has been getting plenty of acting jobs since 2003, that's for sure, and the man is still as funny as ever. I mean, 2003 would have been a hard year to top considering Will did both Elf and Old School, another favorite. Who could forget that scene? Unfortunately, Mr. Ferrell isn't active on social media, and when he deleted his Facebook page last year, he admitted, "I've always had an aversion to social media and have primarily used it as a tool to help support our work at Funny or Die, some of my personal projects as well as charity causes that I am passionate about." And with that, the world would get no selfies or much of a glimpse into his personal life.
Why won't you say anything?
At the time of this recording, Will is 52 years old, which would have made him 36 at the time they filmed Elf. Aside from being an actor and comedian, he's also a producer, writer, and businessman. Since Elf, he's starred in multiple movies. Some of the many include Anchorman, Wedding Crashers, Talladega Nights, and one of my faves, Step Brothers.
Yeah, I'm sorry, who's this gentleman sitting behind you?
Hello, Miss Lady.
In 2019 alone, he had a handful of movies too, including Between Two Ferns, the movie. Not to mention, Will got an Emmy for his work on SNL, and in 2015 was named Best Comedian by British GQ. That same year, he was also awarded his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Another star from Elf who found a ton of success after the movie was, of course, Buddy's love interest, Jovi, played by Zooey Deschanel. She ditched the blonde hair, but brunette Zooey has had a lot of accomplishments since the movie. We heard her lovely singing voice in Elf, but she also had her own music career. Most notably in 2006, she started the duo with M. Ward called She and Him, and they released 5 albums together.
Also, never close your eyes because then you'll get sick, okay, when you feel comfortable.
At the time of this recording, Zooey is 39 years old. She's been married twice before and has 2 kids. But in more recent news, her latest love interest is actually one of those Property Brother dudes, Jonathan Scott. The two actually met on an episode of Carpool Karaoke. Aside from her love life, one of her biggest accomplishments has gotta be her long-running role as Jess on the sitcom New Girl, which ran for 7 seasons. Not only did she kill it as the main character, she also co-produced a lot of the episodes. Over on Instagram, Zooey has 5.5 million followers and seems like she's an ambassador for Crocs. Oh, and she was also hanging out on Sesame Street. I think if I was a celeb, appearing on Sesame Street would be one of those moments where I would know I truly made it. Next up, we got Buddy's human family from the movie. His dad Walter, his mom Emily, and his little bro Michael. While Walter is in his 70s at the time of this recording, so things have slowed down for him a little bit. Actor James Caan's biggest acting gigs were pre-Elf, but he's done voice work for Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, as well as plenty of smaller movie roles, even as recent as this year. James also taught a masterclass for film students in recent years. He too isn't a fan of social media, but at least James is active on Twitter. Mary Steenburgen, who we knew as Walter's wife Emily, or Buddy's mom, played Will Ferrell's mom once again after Elf, like I mentioned earlier. Guess they were a good match. You all gotta remember this from the movie Step Brothers in 2008. Well, Mary has done plenty of work aside from Step Brothers, including movies like The Proposal, Las Vegas, and Book Club, which was just last year, and more. The woman is in her 60s, but she looks great, and she's active on Instagram, unlike half of the cast members, with 114,000 followers on the platform. Looks like Mary and her husband Ted Danson are still hitting the red carpets and enjoying their Hollywood social life as well. Mary's even been working on her songwriting skills and co-wrote a song for the indie film Wild Rose that might even be up for some awards. You may not have known about this secret talent, but she's been working on it on the down low for the past few years. As for Buddy's little bro Michael, what happened to him? I was hoping he'd be on social media considering he'd only be 27 at the time of this recording, but no such luck. These days, little Michael actually went on to be an SAT instructor. He did some voice acting post-Elf, but not much else. He then chose to step out of the Hollywood spotlight altogether. Daniel's profile on the SAT Tutor website tells us he graduated from Yale, studied economics, even studied Mandarin, and worked as a bilingual editor. Considering the guy has no Instagram, no Twitter, no nothing, I wonder if he'd ever come back for an Elf reunion. Poor kid probably got a lifetime of snowballs thrown at him after the film hit theaters. Kids can be so cruel when they're jealous. Next up is someone who didn't have a huge role in Elf, but definitely made one of the best scenes in the movie. Miles Finch, played by Peter Dinklage.
Look at you!
Aside from Will Ferrell himself, I'd say Mr. Dinklage has had the most Hollywood success following Elf. He's 50 at the time of this recording, and in the same year as Elf in 2003, Peter starred in the TV series Nip Tuck, which I was obsessed with. I'll always remember him playing the nanny. He also had a breakout role in the movie The Station Agent, which was also released in 2003. Post-Elf, Peter moved on to bigger and better roles, including X-Men and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Most notably though, he starred in the HBO series Game of Thrones as Tyrion Lannister from 2011 till present day, making him the star he is now. He even won an Emmy and a Golden Globe Award for Game of Thrones. Peter has no Instagram either, no surprise there, but he's definitely living the life with his wife Erica and their 2 kids. He's also amassed an estimated $15 million net worth. It seems like he's come a long way since his small role as Miles Finch. Wait, I didn't mean small, I meant short. I mean, at least I didn't call him an elf.
Call me Elf one more time.
Now for one final character you may be wondering about, or maybe not, the manager who was played by Faison Love. And let me tell you, he's got an interesting story after acting in Elf. First, just take in his pic on IMDb, so damn mysterious. Anyways, at the time of this recording, he's 51 and he's active on Instagram, where he has 156,000 followers and some questionable posts. I see the man likes his cigars too. If he looks familiar from other movies, he has been in TV and movies since, like The Perfect Holiday and Couples Retreat. What you may not have known is that Faison was arrested in 2017 for attacking some valet guy. I can honestly say I had no idea that happened, and it looked pretty intense. Guess that blew over, but Faison still earned himself quite the mugshot.
Alright guys, we're wrapping up this video here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Who looked better, me or Kara? Yeah, I know. I think she looks better as well. Anyways, guys, let us know any other Christmas movies you guys want us to make for you before the end of the year, and I'll see you guys in another video. Boom!